Welcome to Talk Purpose and Truth, shifting you into higher consciousness. A show that elevates, uplifts, and encourages listeners to grow, heal, awaken, and evolve. Eden and Kim include bold topics, interviews with inspiring guests, experts, and celebrities, intuitive readings, channeled messages, mental health awareness, and hot topics to expand your awareness. Tune in for unprecedented truth, authenticity, on-purpose discussions, and magical moments.
Special guest today, and it's beautiful because she's actually friends with two guests that we've had on the show that have been very popular episodes, Erin Cottrell and Brianna Brown. And so this is Alexis Carra. And then Alexis, how do you pronounce your newer addition to your last name?
Well, hi, everybody. I'm happy to hear that everyone loved Erin and Brianna because they're two of my dearest friends. So I am Latina, and so my maiden name is Alexis Carra, Carra. So with the two R's together, you roll the R.
Love
and
it.
My husband, who I've been married with this year 6 years, his father's from Spain, and so our last name is actually from a little town in Spain. That this is the only region where this name is from, and it's a little town in Spain called Egelsee, and the pronunciation is Girbes.
Yeah, wow,
very good.
So exotic. Alexis Carra Girbes.
Well, I like to think of myself that way, but thank you for validating me.
Aww. Yeah, and then your son is so cute, and you know the mixed kids are always so cute. I have to say for myself.
Hey, I know, that's right. Your children are gorgeous, and it actually kind of fits in because this movie, not to steal your thunder of your introduction, but this movie is about a Latin family at Christmas time, which Disney hasn't ever done a Christmas movie in a while, and I haven't done a movie centered around a Latina family or a Latinx family.
Oh my gosh, progress!
Wow.
Progress being made.
Yeah,
that's funny
cool.
Because my last name, my husband is Honduran and a little bit German, and his last name is Egelsee, and it's this little teeny town in Austria. And so the weird thing is his dad never knew, because of his strange upbringing, his father never knew if he was part German or part Austrian. So we think it could be Austrian because Egelsee is an area of Austria. So it's interesting. We don't know.
Isn't that what's amazing about this country is people like found their way here, generations, and then we have this melting pot. That's what I love about it. I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, just to further introduce Alexis, she is an actor, dancer, choreographer, and she's co-founder of Broadway Arts Community. And she stars in the new Disney Channel and Disney Plus movie Christmas Again, which is coming out this month. So we're really excited for that. We're going to ask you about the other things that you've been in as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you for that fabulous introduction. Yeah, and if you haven't caught the movie, it's out December 3rd. So we're super proud of it, because not only does it capture like the spirit of holidays, like what you're talking about, getting in with the holiday music and the vibe. It's set in Chicago, so it has that wintry feeling to it, but it really is about a family that the dynamic has changed in the family. I play a mom of two teenage daughters, and I'm divorced from my husband, which is also a really different thing for Disney to do. So it's about a family whose dynamic has changed, and we are still celebrating coming together. And so the whole premise of the movie is kind of like Groundhog's Day. So if you liked the Bill Murray Groundhog's Day movie, it's Christmas Day over and over and over again, which is why it's called Christmas Again. And it really is about the star of the film, Scarlett Estevez. She goes through a journey of learning how to accept and love the new version of her family in this changed, transformed way by Christmas repeating again and again and again. So it's a really fun, like, it's a silly, crazy shenanigans type movie, but then it has like all this heart to it and a lot of love and holiday magic. And so I just love it. It's a good movie.
That sounds amazing. And I think that people will, like, we're the kind of family that watch the same Christmas movies every year. So it's going to be one of those, I bet, that people just watch every single year.
I think it might, because it really is different. I mean, it's got the things of a Christmas movie that you want. It's got all the things, the same things you want with the holiday cheer and the fun. But then it has this element to it of like, oh, this is a lot of people deal with families dealing with divorce or just reconfigured or modern families, if you will. And so I just really love that Disney has taken that, and then all of the for me, the Latinx traditions, like we've got different food that's talked about in the movie, and we even, I don't want to spoil too many things, but I got to star opposite Priscilla Lopez, who is a Broadway legend. She was the original Diana Morales in A Chorus Line on Broadway, the original. Oh, wow. And so we get to sing together in the film. So if you haven't seen it, you'll get to hear
huge. Oh my gosh. Together.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so that's fun. But yeah, so it has all the Latin elements in it too, with the food and some of the flavor. So it's really cool.
So special you got to be a part of that.
Very much so. I was very happy to be a part of this new venture for Disney, and to be able to play a mom and a Latin mom, and I get to play like a working mom too, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Did it take place? I know you said it took place in Chicago. Did you film there too?
We did. We filmed last fall, and basically my last day of filming was December. I flew out on December 24th.
Oh wow.
So we just made it. Yep. And we were shooting during COVID, and just like getting tested regularly and really being safe outside of really thinking of the family, the film set as our family. And and we made it, and we filmed in Chicago on location at a family home that was incredible in Chicago. And it was really easy to get into the spirit of it, because even though Chicago was kind of shut down at the time, the lights of Michigan Avenue lights were up, and the Hancock building was lit, and the Wrigley building, like all those lights were up, and Chicago just has such a special feel around the holidays, like New York. So it was awesome. Yeah.
I love that.
I can't wait to watch it. You know, Noella, my daughter Noella, she had a consulting call with Alexis where she helped her kind of get clearer on what she wants to do with college and what she wants to do for a living. And you really helped her decide, like, okay, I want to do more Hispanic roles. I want to do more film.
Awesome.
She was kind of on the fence a little more about like Broadway and, TV and stuff. And you really inspired her a lot.
Oh, well, thank you. That makes me, that's what I love to hear. I love that. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, that's what I do with my company, Broadway Arts Community. We are, we really are a mentorship. Like myself and Chrissy, my co-founder, we're mentors, and we like to think of each person and each artist as an individual artist, and that they have this journey, and we're just getting each person at a little slice of their journey, and how can we be a part of it, So I'd love to check back in with her. I'll have to reconnect with her, because that was during COVID. She's
able to do. She just did 6 shows of Titanic at her high school.
Awesome.
So she's in it, she's auditioning for Cabaret next. And so it's so nice to see them on stage again, not be able to feel like, oh, I get to do it, but there's 10 people in the audience. Now it actually is like a full theater, but we're just careful,
Yeah. So. Well, it just makes you really appreciate it in such a different way. I mean, I don't think I will ever take for granted stepping into a studio or I just recently filmed some stuff for my choreography, and just like feeling lights again on my face. Like I was just like, oh, it really, it adds a certain, magic to it that I've always felt, but now it just feels even extra special just from having been away, especially from theater for so long. So it's definitely a goal of mine to get back on Broadway. I've always wanted to play Roxy in Chicago on Broadway. So I don't know. I think it's going to happen sometime soon. I feel like it's coming.
Is that who Erica Jane played?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. The woman on Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
yes,
she was Roxy.
I don't think I saw her do it. There's lots of different Roxys. Yeah, they usually bring celebrities in to play Roxy, but I'm like, no, I'm getting there.
You qualify. Yeah, and Lisa Rinna, I think, played her on Broadway.
Yeah,
wow.
Christy Brinkley, Brooke Shields. Yeah, there's been like Melanie Griffith. They've had big stars play Roxy. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, you're gonna get there too.
Yeah, and then
I
we'll
will.
come. We'll come attend it.
Yes. Come
It's
get a
date.
girls' weekend in New York. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. So, backing up a little bit, going back to maybe your childhood, you were raised by both parents being psychiatrists? Yes?
Yeah, so my mom's a psychologist and my dad's a psychiatrist.
Okay.
My mom really was kind of the primary caretaker. Let me rephrase. My mom was working, but my dad wasn't really around so much, and my dad is sort of he had some things that he hadn't worked out in his childhood, and so that led him to some trauma, and I think that he just had a lot of unresolved stuff, and so I don't have a relationship with my dad anymore. I haven't for a while, but I think it sort of fueled me it sent me, that's been part of my journey of healing, and sent me into especially the type of man that I wanted to partner with, the type of person. And my husband is like just everything that I would have wanted in a partner, especially as a father. But yes, but my mom is a psychologist, and that was an interesting house.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of, I mean, it was amazing, but it was also sometimes challenging with like analyzing and.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the way you're describing it sounds a lot like my house with my kids right now. But I'm not a psychologist, but I'm in a field similar, and they always tell me I analyze too much. So, and I'm trying not to anymore, but yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
My kids are used to talking about their feelings all the time. Sometimes they're like, okay, Mom.
Yeah.
Kim, how old are your kids again? So you've got Noella, she's a junior?
9 and 15.
Right, yeah. That's it. Yeah, you could, I mean, I'm just starting, my son is almost 2, and so we're just starting to, he's so intense, and like, it's like, we're just starting to try to say, okay, I know you're mad. Like,
What do you feel?
Yeah. How are you feeling? Like, it's like, it's we're in that phase, like you said, between 2 and 3.
It's surprising how, what's crazy is that I look back at like little diaries I had of describing them then, and then now I go back and they have the same, it's like you already know their personality. It's crazy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing that personal story about your family, because that's on our podcast, we like to talk about mostly.
Yeah.
It's just, getting real with people.
Yeah.
So that's what we want people to be able to relate to, the people that we have on the show. So it was really great that you shared that. I know there's so many people out there that can relate, and that reminded me of the film that's coming out, because the little girl has to adjust.
Yeah, she does, and it's there's some pretty like real moments in the movie, especially one in particular where it kind of comes like tumbling down on her when she realizes that her mom and dad are not going to get back together. It's a very real moment for her, and Scarlett is, and like, she's literally one of the best actors I've ever worked with, and she's 13. I mean, she's just incredible. And it's a moment that I think a lot of kids will relate to, for sure. Yeah.
So how, aside from that, how did you get into acting?
My mom put me in a dance class when I was 2.5 because I had all these emotions, and like I was very performative, and I haven't looked back since then. Like, I literally walked in, she took me to this dance studio at 2.5, and I was with the same dance studio and dance teachers until I was 18 when I graduated and went to college. And it is just a part of the fabric of my soul to be a performer and a dancer. And now, like, having woven it into not just dance, but acting and TV and film and that portion, and now as an educator, and I call myself an artistic educator, because it really is like, as you know, you guys are life coaches, right? So it's like, you really just, how you kind of get to know someone and then guide, but coaching is different from like directing someone. So it's so fulfilling, or like telling someone what to do or giving advice. It's really like being a channel for somebody to help have their own breakthroughs. And I do really feel like that's what I get to do now with all the experience I've had. So, but yeah, I got into from dancing because my mom I had all this energy and all this like expression and these emotions. And she said I would say things to her like, but I have to feel it. I have to feel it. Like everything is just so intense. And my kid is the exact same way.
How
exact.
Cute. Get him into acting, improv.
Oh, I'm like, I'm gonna get him into sports or something. Gotta channel it, but yeah. So, and I've never really stopped dancing. When I don't dance for a while, like I start to feel like a non-version of myself. I'm like, I need to move my body and express myself through movement.
Yeah. I remember I met you for the first time through Pina de Rosa,
Mm-hmm.
which have those events that were really wonderful. And I remember going, you just it exuded out of your pores that you were a dancer. Like you could just like see that about you.
Thank
so
you.
It's really awesome. Yeah. And then I remember also watching you on the show Mixology that came on right before Modern Family, which what a cool time for a show to come on. Yeah. So talk about that. What was that like being on that show? I know there was a lot of people, like my husband was just saying this morning, like, oh, my secretary, that was her favorite show, so
it's funny because it feels like it was so long ago, and in some ways it feels like a lifetime ago. What was cool about that experience was the first time I was ever a series regular on a TV show. So getting to play a character like over the course of 13 episodes, and it was created by the guys who wrote The Hangover.
Oh,
and
I should have watched it then.
I think it's on, like, you can get it on iTunes or I don't know. I don't exactly know what it's on anymore. It was on Netflix for a while, but I don't think it's on anymore. But I also was funny as I was a mom. I was the single mom of the group, and the whole show took place in one night. So what's super weird is this thread keeps following me of like Mixology took place all in one night, and I was in the same like outfit every episode. There were a few flashbacks, and then Christmas again all took place in one night.
That's
it's like
so crazy.
I keep going, and of course in theater, like you're doing the same thing 8 shows a week. So it's like I just have this like ability, I guess, to sort of live in that space from years of doing theater. But yeah, it was a really amazing job, very, very hard job because I had never done anything like it. And it was like the crash course in learning how to be on set, how to prepare, how to understand how to take care of my mental health. And I was young. It was 2013 and I'm 40 now. So it's 2021. So it was a while ago. Like I still really did. I feel like at 40, I'm just now starting to own and understand who I am. Like at 40. So I'm like, I think I can say that I'm an adult now at 40.
Yeah.
This is the first year that I feel like I can say that and own it.
I get it.
Yeah. And it's a very freeing feeling, to be honest. Turning 40 has been like the best thing yet. And it's been a hard year in a lot of ways, but an incredible learning year. I was just telling Kim before we started rolling that I feel like this has been the first year for your listeners who are balancing like mom life and work life, the first year that I've really understood what it's like to be a working mom, because last year was like a little bubble of COVID, and it was I was working, but it was just like, I don't know, I didn't have.
Thank you for listening to Talk Purpose and Truth podcast. Find out more at talkpurposeandtruth.com. And follow us at Talk Purpose Truth on Instagram and Facebook.